What is up, guys? It's Brewmeister here, and welcome to episode 5 of my AFK money making guides. I've had amazing support from everyone on the previous 4 episodes, and a lot of time and effort obviously goes into making these videos. So if you like the video, if you did enjoy it, that would be much appreciated. So without further ado, we will get into the video. So for some of the requirements that you need for this is access to God War's dungeon, which most people should have. 90 plus in your combat stats, so defense and magic really for this, as that will help you survive a lot easier. 95 prayer recommended just so you can use turmoil, and you'll definitely want to have at least 92 so you can use soul split. 96 herblore is again recommended. You can do this with extreme potions, but overloads are a massive help, same as they are for anything. 99 summoning is a very optional one. It just allows you to use a steel titan with steel titan pouches. However, if you don't have this, you can substitute it out for pretty much any other familiar and it will still help you in some way. Attuned ectoplasmator, whilst not being a skill requirement, is massively helpful for this method, as it does allow you to use barely any prayer potions. So for the breakdown of XP and GP per hour, the average common loot drops you get per hour is about 2 to 3 mil, and the chance of a rare drop, any rare drop, is 8 in 512. There's 1 in 512 for each drop, and there are 8 drops which are worthwhile getting, and the average price of them, which I've added all up and then divided it by 8, is 1.53 mil each. So obviously some of them are higher, like the boots, the body and the legs are a lot higher, they're about 2.9 mil. And then the cheaper stuff like the Steam Battle Stars and stuff like that bring the average back down. But it's an average of 1.53 mil per rare drop, and it gives you a chance of 1 in 64 of getting a rare drop, which if you get 63 kills an hour, it is basically 1 per hour. It doesn't guarantee that you'll get 1 every hour. Some hours you may get 2 or 3, and then you could go dry for a couple of hours. It is all a bit RNG based, but if you camp it for long enough, you should average out at 1 per hour basically. So for 1 hour's kills, you require 252 ectoplasmator charges. That is assuming you kill every minion on each rotation, and they cost 600 GP per charge, which is 151k an hour in ectoplasmator charges, which is quite reasonable for not having to pay for any prayer potions. You also have to pay 200k for an instance fee, 350k in other costs such as overloads and any food or springs that you might use, which leaves your profit per hour as 2.8 to 3.8 mil an hour, and you get 400k magic XP per hour. So these are the 2 easiest ways that I found to get there. Obviously if you have a max cape, you can just tune your max cape teleport portal there. Failing that, you can buy God War's teleport tabs on the Grand Exchange, and you can run from the centre of God War's all the way across to Zamorak's fortress. And if you don't want to do this, you can always just use Trollheim teleport from the magic skill book and run from there. So for the Worn inventory setup, this is what I've been using. I tend to do it when I'm on Slayer task rather than full on camping it, so I will always use the Slayer helm, as it gives you a massive boost to your accuracy and damage. However, if you're not on Slayer task, you can always use Virtus or an Animal Core helm. Demon Horn necklace is the best here, but it's only the best if you use it in conjunction with the attuned ectoplasmator, as it allows you to basically not use any prayer potions at all if you're using an aura. Failing that, you can just use a Blood Fury necklace or a Amulet of the Souls, whatever you prefer, but the Demon Horde necklace is definitely the best if you can use the attuned ectoplasmator. A large rune pouch, this just saves a bit of inventory space with your runes for alching and for casting your spells. Noxious staff is the best here. An obliteration staff is not far behind, and it's a lot cheaper, so it's a lot more accessible for more mid-level players to get to. For your armour, you want to use Virtus or Anima Core armour. These are the best, and if you can augment them, it's much better, because then you can put the Demon Slayer perk and Venom Blood on. Demon Slayer gives you another 7% damage against them, and Venom Blood makes you immune to the poison damage, so you don't need to bring any anti-poison potions. If you're on Slayer task as well, if you have Genocidal as a perk on your armour, that can give you up to another 7% damage, which is really good. Cinderbane gloves are the best here, as with pretty much everywhere, they're always going to be the best choice. If you haven't got them, Virtus gloves or gloves of subjugation or anything will be just fine. Same with the boots, Virtus boots, or if you can't afford Virtus boots for any reason, subjugation boots will work just fine. The ring that I use is the Luck of the Dwarves, however you can use an Asylum Surgeon's ring for a slightly increased DPS, but you won't get the increased drop chance of rare drops with the Luck of the Dwarfs. Attuned Ectoplasmator, which I already explained with the Demon Horn necklace, is crucial to the method that I'm doing here. However, if you haven't got it, you can just bring some more prayer potions and you can do this just as well. The aura, you want a penance or reverence aura. With the penance aura, you can go with absolutely no prayer at all if you have the attuned ectoplasmator, using any prayers you want pretty much. If you have the reverence aura, the T3 one, the master one or above, then you can do the same. If you have anything other than the T3 aura or below, you will have to drink the odd prayer potion, but your prayer usage will still be very, very minimal. With your inventory setup, you want to bring holy overloads or extreme potions, whichever you have. Anti-poison pluses, however these are not needed if you do have venom blood on your armour. A super restore, so you can renew your familiar once it expires if you're staying on a long trip. Some prayer flasks for the odd occasions which you do have to drink prayer, which is very, very minimal if you're using the enhanced ectoplasmator. A couple of emergency food, which again is not really required, but it's there as a peace of mind. You want to bring a spare familiar pouch. I'm using a Steel Titan, and some scrolls for that familiar, so it will auto cast them and do some extra damage. Enhanced Excalibur again is good, as it can provide some emergency healing if you need it. Spring Cleaner cleans up all of the rune drops and any of that kind of stuff that's dropped. And if you haven't got them in your rune pouch, I would bring some Alch runes, as it helps you break down any of the rare drop table drops that you might get that aren't taken out by your Spring Cleaner. So for the actual method, once you've got your kill count and entered the instance, you want to enter the instance and set the respawn time to fastest so you can get the maximum kills per hour. You'll never have any real issue getting down the minions before it spawns again the next time. And they'll all automatically aggro on you, so if you have auto retaliate on, you will take them all out. So you want to have Revolution ++ activated, and you want to have a few AoE abilities towards the beginning of it, as you can kill the 2 minions that spawn quite close to you without even having to attack them. And that's good because every one you kill with the ectoplasmator gives you an extra 150 prayer points. You want to make sure you're standing on the spot that I'm stood now, as it allows you to AFK much more efficiently, as about 8 times out of 10 it will mean that the main boss Krill will be the thing that aggroes you first, so your auto retaliate will automatically start killing him rather than taking out any of the minions on the either side. It does occasionally aggro onto one of the minions first, but as I said, it's not very common, and if it does, you just have to click on the main boss and you will start killing him. Other than that, you can pretty much completely AFK this method. All you have to do is pick up any drops that you really want to pick up. It's one of my favourite, it's definitely my favourite God Wars dungeon boss to do. It's very good consistent money from the actual normal drops, even if you don't get one of the rare drops that you can get from this boss. It still makes you a decent amount of money. It's good XP along like all of the God Wars bosses, and it brings back some really good nostalgia going to killing a God Wars Dungeon 1 boss. I don't know if anyone played around the 2012 mark, but this has got the real feels. It's not like the new bosses. You get the feels from killing this boss. So that pretty much concludes my guide for killing Zamorak in God Wars. If you all enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe for any future content. And as always, any feedback you can leave in the comment section below. Yeah, any feedback's much appreciated, as it will help me learn what you guys would like to see and how I can improve the quality of the guides that I'm making so everyone can enjoy them more. So this has been Brewmeister, thanks for watching, see ya.